A very good morning to my fellow subscribers, comrades, and solutionites in the grand community. A good morning to every one of us this morning. Today is Thursday, I think the 10th of July 2025. My heart is grieved. My name is Chief Admin Andy Bright. I'm bringing this VN to us this morning with sadness in my heart. Let me put it this way. Yes, because it's like our grant handlers are taking us for a ride. When I talk about our grant handlers, I mean those that are in charge of the grants disbursements to the masses. We have tried in this community, believing them, waited for every story, everything they said has been a problem or a hindrance or a process towards these grant disbursements. Up till now, this is, I would say, complete 1 year since July last year. The process of disbursing this grant commenced in earnest. And so, even till now, we have been patiently waiting on that. I want to say kudos to some of us subscribers, or to all of us subscribers that are still alive up till now, up to date. So we thank God for keeping us alive up to this moment. And we want to say at this point that our life has to have a meaning. Yes, our life has to have a meaning. We must put meaning to our life. We will not continue to dwell in this mountain of no moving forward, or in this Jordan of not moving forward to go into our possession. In Israel, it was those of them that were alive that stepped into the promised land. And I tell you, we must do something that as we are alive to step into our promised land. It is a shame and a disgrace to God Almighty for his people to continue to wander about and to continue to dwell in the wilderness, in a place of no progress. And so at this point, the main purpose of this VN is for us to fashion ways that we should begin to move into our promised land. This is good both for our regular grant handlers who are really waiting also for this disbursement to commence in earnest. And then for every other subscriber in the grant community, whether you are still doing some business, helping them out, introducing people to the grant by way of financial subscriptions. Everybody will be good for it if the grant is earnestly disbursed and when the grant is finally disbursed. So nobody is an enemy, should be an enemy to his or her progress. Nobody can bewitch himself or herself. If he does so, you are counted as an insane person. It is insanity to continue to do the same thing without making progress. It's an insanity. All right. So what prompted this VN is as a result of our meeting, the ESCO meeting, the Solutionites executive meeting we had yesterday. We took some resolutions, and so we took some resolution which I want to pass across to the community this morning. We took some resolution, and it's as a result of let me say the worrisome or the surprising information that came yesterday, which has not been debunked, which was not debunked by any of our grant handlers, when they said the disbursement itself, grant disbursement, has been shifted to July 28th. Whereas all this while, they have been promising all disbursement, especially the June, that June will never pass. And then it came to this July, we entered. That was last week. It became strongest that July will never pass, disbursement will commence. And then as we are going, they said reason the people traveled, and then the people came back, and then the people are meeting with the government to submit their reports. I mean, the travelers, the IMF, the government, and the ground handlers reps that have gone to Switzerland to meet with the IMF for instant disbursement. And so that they came back last week, and so they are meeting the federal government 2 days ago. That was on Tuesday. Today is Thursday. And so now, after the meeting, the information came, or communique came, that the disbursement had been shifted till 28th of this month. When I look at that 28th, I find out that it's no longer this July. That 28th is taking us to August next month, because 28th is as good as the month has gone. And so our apprehension now in the meeting, what we reason is, as long as no grant handler has come to pen down his or her name, our regular grant handlers, or signature, even from CBN, signature from the authority about that date, we are not sure of that date, because when normally what we experience in the grant communities, as any time the dates are approaching for disbursement as they promise from their agents, through their agents, now they will come from their own secretariat and debunk the information and say they never said it. So we are holding that information with a pinch of salt, as if to say it has never existed, even that it's not going to work out, because it could reach in that time, that 28, when it's getting to that point, and then they will come out and begin to debunk the information and say no, it's not from them, and then they will push us again to continue rigmaroling in the same mountain, not moving forward to our promised land of disbursement. And so because of that, we are saying no to that shift today. We are not in agreement with it until, even though when I read, because I was not really in social media yesterday, I was offline because of one offline event. When I came back in the evening, late evening yesterday, I saw before our meeting that the shift of date, they wrote CBN from CBN there, you know. That does not, it's not, CBN can come and denounce it, because nobody owns that, no signature. CBN did not paint their signature on the name of a CBN governor there or whatever to own that information. So our problem here, our issue here is, nobody is taking responsibility over that write-up, because anybody can stay at the comfort of their home and fake a write-up or put something down. So we are saying, until the authorities come out fully, either the IMF or the government side or the CBN or our regular grant handlers, signs this information, put their name there, the authorities signed that yes, they are giving us their word that is going to be 28th of July for sure. We are humans. God who kept us alive since July last year, when this thing started, when this sharing of grants, US grants started. I mean, till now, God is still faithful. Truly, we are getting informations of deaths. We are, even our CD, Apostle Ken Wakam, has shared the second portion of this death since the UAG grant stuff started in September 2022. The mother is still in the mortuary, if not having been buried. Died with that was 2023, 2 years back now. He's still there. And then last week we get a win that the senior sister is dead also. That's supposed to benefit in this grant. And then other comrades that have been dying, or within that period that Ken's information came, and information came, two died also within that period. You know, from the community, CEO and a beneficiary of the grant also. So these are the ones we know. What of the ones we don't know? People are dying almost on daily basis, on weekly basis, that's supposed to have benefited from this grant, and then push their death forward, a kind of. Everybody will die quite all right, but money helps to elongate life. We all know that. Yes, because money answers all things. So without this grant having been disbursed, that is the cost of numerous deaths we are experiencing in the grant community. Yes, it is true. All right. Going forward, we now resolved, because there is no signature, nobody owns that day. We are not sure of that date, and we are revolting on that. So we now resolve that a signature should come and help us out from these grant handlers. If not, that date does not hold for us. Then, because of that, we're asking the community now, because this is the fight for everybody. Nobody is attacking anybody here. Nobody's attacking our regular grant handlers or even our CBN or IMF or anybody. But we just want certainty, assurance of what is going on. They should come out and really address the community. That is our agitation now. They should really come out, and we are humans. They should come out and give us their words now. There is nothing that is holding this grant from being disbursed, in this record time to the community. There's not every process has been completed. And then when I inquired further, why the shift of date, they said somebody said because the IMF is going to supervise disbursement in some other country. After that, they will come back and then do the needful. I laughed at this, because you see, you can do many countries can be disbursed at the same time, because it is humans supervising. You can always, if you need hands, there are a lot of hands. IMF have many people helping them or representing them. They can divide them. Some go to that country, and then the others remain in Nigeria. So this disbursement will commence, so to avert more calamities in Nigeria. There are a lot of calamities going on apart from deaths. There are a lot of financial calamities going on in Nigeria, and we need help fast without further delay. And so that is so it's not that reason. It's not tenable by me. You can disburse to 3 countries, even 5 countries, 10 countries at the same time simultaneously, because the hands are there. The human capital hands that will officiate these disbursements are there. They are not being lacking. So that's the point. So another thing is, we want to swing into action now as solutionites and well-meaning comrades. Please, if anybody has the numbers of some of these our regular massive freedom fighters in Nigeria, in the country, like Deji Adeyemu, if I pronounce the name well, Barrister Deji, and then a very dark man, VDM, very dark man. Please, we need the numbers now. You can submit the numbers. If you get any of them, any popular name in Nigeria that is a massive freedom fighter, please, we need their help now. We need to get in contact with them very seriously. We don't want to wait. We want to tidy up everything this week and next week. We need to force out our people. Let them have human heart. We don't want losses anymore. We need this disbursement immediately, because we thought that disbursement will have commenced last week, more especially last week and this week. Now we got this heartbreaking. There are people whose heart has been broken by this. A lot of people don't know the damages this has been done. But if there is confidence building, in this form, people will be more relaxed and say, okay, 28 is here, no problem. But we are afraid of debunkers. We don't want to entertain any more rolling in this mountain of delay. All right. Then submit the names, Deja Adeyemo, and very dark man, and the rest of them. Send their numbers to me. I am Chief Admin Andy Bright, or to Reverend Moses from Abuja, or to Elder Val, or to Reverend Samuel Elibo. These are the major feet I have now operating with the Solutionite movement. Please send the numbers to any of these people that you come across. Their numbers. Send the numbers of these freedom fighters, massive freedom fighters in Nigeria, to us. Please, want to swing into action immediately. We need to ask. We are making this thing, making sure that our grant handlers wake up to their responsibility. They should not be treating us like spirits. We are humans. We can be reached. They can talk to us. When they want to collect money, they come to us. Many things, and our money is in the coffers. the grant money is in the coffers of this great country in the central bank, and then to our grant handlers accounts. Yes, they have our monies. Please, we are only praying, we're only saying, we're only pleading, release us our money. Our people are dying. We need to swing into economic salvaging immediately. We don't want further waste of time and further waste of time in this year. This is the seventh month of the year since we started this journey in this year. And then since last year, this is exactly 1 month, the grant money was shared on paper to all grant handlers. And by the grace of God, it's about the third or the fourth month, the monies has been transferred in real terms to our regular grant handlers. They have these monies in their accounts. Why is the money sleeping there when people are dying? It is inhuman. It is inhuman. It is not fair at all. Please, our grant handlers, wake up to your responsibility. So that is like our demand. We need to swing into action. I won't tell us here what other plans. If we get these people's numbers and then we reach out to them, they will help us just to sound our grant handlers out and then let them do the needful. We don't want to waste. We don't want to encounter more deaths and more losses in the grant community. Please, our money is what we demand. Just our money. Let it come in this return. That is all I can say here. Everybody should swing into action, whether you're benefiting as a slot seller or you're not a slot seller, or you're a grant handler, you're not a grant handler. Please, all this thing is our struggle. Every hand should be on deck. If the grants are disbursed, if the grant is disbursed, everybody will benefit for it. Everybody will be good for it. The grant handlers will receive their own portion. The slot sellers, everybody. That is where the whole thing is. But if we continue like this, our enemies will be laughing at us that after all there is no grant. And there is grant because the government is aware of this. But if you don't release money to a child, or if you don't go and buy food for a child that is hungry, and then you keep promising the child I'll buy food, the child going to cry. You won't tell the child, no, do not cry. If you say you have money, go and buy food and settle the tears of this child. But whereby you don't buy it, the world will say, or your neighbors will say you don't have money. If you have money, do the needful. If you have money, do the needful. Money is to go errand for the people. It is not money sleeping in the bank. And you say you have money, and your problems are there, killing you, tormenting you. You have money. When you die without spending the money to help your life, your enemies will eat the money. So that is our prayer this morning, that our grant handlers should take hold of their responsibility. Our grant handlers should begin to swing into real action and to show us that we are humans. They should not be hiding and doing a hide and seek game. And when the children are fighting and a father is there watching them, it's a wicked father until they destroy themselves or kill themselves. That is a very wicked father. No wicked father, no real father. We will see the children fighting and then leave them there. So now that we are crying that we are not sure of this date, they should come out and give us the confidence. That's exactly what we are saying here. They should come out. Apostle Ken Wakama, come out and speak to us. Theophilus Ebony, come out and speak to us. Supreme, Mama Supreme, come out and speak to us. Senrita, come out and speak to us. All these notable grant handlers that brought us into the grant community, please come out and speak to us now. Today, as we hear this VN, the grant community need to hear your voices. What are you saying? What are people saying about this new date of disbursement, 28th of July? Are you guaranteeing? Come and speak to us. Our CBN governor, you can come and address us. IMF rep, come and address us. All of you, they said all of you put heads together and fix this date according to the information. Is that true? That's our question here. Is that true? We need to hear you. Come out and speak to us. We will not die before that date. We will live to experience 28th of July. But we need a confidence boost from you guys, from you reps. IMF, the government, CBN, our regular grant handlers that I just mentioned. We need your voices. Come out and speak to the community. That is our prayer this morning. And so let disbursement commence, our prayer. Let disbursement commence in earnest. We need our money now. We need our money now. Nigerians should not be, you don't need to hear Nigerians' tears. Is it when we come out in the physical and start destroying things? Because this is the only hope. Money. Our children's, many of them have dropped out from school. People, house rent, debts here and there in the banks because of this grant. A lot of things have gone wrong. Please, we need to pick back our pieces. We need to pick up our pieces again to continue this life as this grant is being disbursed to us. That is the only thing we are saying. It's our money. Please give it to us. Think I'll end it here. I'll end it here and then asking other freedom fighters, other well-meaning subscribers for the grant to air their voice. If you hear this VN, please bring out your own thoughts, bring out your own voice. Let us cry out. Until Israelites cry out, nothing happened. They remained in Egypt. Until they cry out, they remain in the wilderness. God will always answer when they cry out, when they say, God Almighty, this is our situation, and the God will sing to and tell them the next thing to do. So we are crying out today, our grant, our grant handlers, please come to our aid. We are fed up of this postponement in disbursements. We can't take it anymore. Please come out and talk to us. I want to stop it here. Thanking everyone that are giving heed to my voice this morning. Today is Thursday. If I'm not mistaken, it's 10th because I've not checked my calendar this morning. 10th of July